but that's something Chris made me buy, something you lot made me buy, and I predict I will never need to open. I've gone this far without owning any, but you convinced me. I haven't bought any WD-40. I'm not a pervert, but you've convinced me I should have a roll of this in my house. So I now have a roll of this in my house. I don't think I'll ever open it. What do you mean you have Gorilla Tape? We did a whole bit on the chat 2 weeks ago where I don't own any duct tape.
I've got clear Gorilla.
She's got clear Gorilla Tape already, apparently. How do I not know about the tape? Well, now I've got a roll of black Gorilla Tape.
Not manly like I am.
I hope that came through on the microphone. In case it didn't, what Anna just said is because you're not manly like I am. That's why she has Gorilla Tape and I did not previously. Do you have WD-40 as well?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Anna owns WD-40. We did a whole thing on how I have never needed any reason to own duct tape or WD-40, and I doubt I ever will. And now you're telling me that we have some in our house. What on earth do you use WD-40 for?
Stuff.
What stuff?
The door.
What door?
Gate.
What gate?
Outside.
I don't understand. My mind is blown. What did I buy that for then? I bought that as a gag because this lot laughed at me because I didn't own any. Now I've got a roll of Gorilla Tape that I don't need. I always have gaffer tape. Gaffer tape is good, so...
That's just very strong.
Well, that's it. The thing about gaffer tape is it doesn't leave a mark, and you can tear it easily.
Well, you could go
Gaffer tape is great.
And, I don't know, tape something to the brick because it's uneven.
Tape something to a brick. What would you need to tape to a brick? Dave, you better behave yourself. Well, boys and girls, we have had an outstanding start to life in Switzerland. We're top of the league. I'm pretty sure nothing could possibly go wrong. We're now just going to cruise through to the end of the season where we win it all and qualify for the Champions League and all realise we were right to leave Penabont all along. 10mm socket wrench to fix the bed, toilet, sink, freezer. And what do you mean fix them? What do you mean fix the bed? What are you doing to your bed that it needs fixing? If my bed breaks, I purchase a new bed. If my toilet or sink break, I get the man to come and fix them. If my freezer breaks, I buy a new freezer. I don't understand. It's baffling that I now own 32 tools as part of this. So let's discover a tool, shall we? What is this? Oh, jeez, where did you come from? I think that's a pen, actually. That's a pen. What's this? Nose picker. Right, let's do some footballing, shall we? I've done the intro, haven't I? Probably. Feels like the sort of thing I'd have done by this time of day. That is my view. Ugh, we lost the last game. I forgot about that. Oh, that intro that I did saying nothing could go wrong was done without any irony, but now I realise it was irony-laden by mistake because we lost 3-0 in our last match and it is all going wrong all of a sudden. We have got a Schweizer Cup game coming up against Solothurn, which sounds like a superhero. I was talking to the guy from Penabont on Friday. I think I mentioned this yesterday, and he's talking about all of the players and stuff, and said, "Oh, in this Q&A, we'll ask you who you think our best back four is." And I'm like, I couldn't name a single player who was there at the start. I couldn't even name my starting 11 when I left. Never mind the starting 11 at the start that are there in real life. That's not how my brain works. I haven't got I'm going to turn up there on Sunday and I am not going to have a clue who any of them are. Don't mention, yeah, I'm going to mention my boy Josh. I'll remember him. I'll just say, I know you. I'm a Posh fan. And he'll just give me a knowing nod. You do know who I am. And then we'll just both slowly walk away from each other. No more needing to be said. Just march in there Sunday morning. Fleshamlin! How are you doing? And see what he says. I need Sheepdog to film that moment. I'll probably get escorted out. Very exciting. Oh, and Tunes is in, look. He's still in form. So we're not keeping hold of this boy, surely. We've turned him into the greatest player in Europe. Ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba da da. However, as I've explained to several smarty pantses on Twitter who've made that point, it doesn't matter if it's the same as the Xbox version. If you are a PS5 player who's never played Football Manager before and you want to know if it's any good, you're going to go onto YouTube and type Football Manager PlayStation or Football Manager PS5. So I need to make a completely separate video, even though it's exactly the same game, of me playing it on the PS5 and acting like I've never seen anything like it before. I need to be able to wave my PS5 controller around so they believe I'm playing on PlayStation. Why was it delayed so long? Just how broken is it? And that's the question we're going to be answering. Thinking of the views. I am always thinking of the views. What's the best way to do the board objective to develop youth players? Play them. Play your young players. Is it true you use in-game editor? It is not true. And you know it's not true. And no one's ever speculated that I do. I have it disabled on all of my saves. What radio station do I like the most? I think anybody familiar with UK radio stations could guess in their first one guesses which is the only radio station I listen to, based on the playlist that we listen to every stream. It's not a conundrum. There you go. Giant enemy grunt right in there. Of course, Radio X. And then he followed me to Radio X about 5 years later. The man is obsessed with me. Still only London and Manchester on FM. Not that, I mean, who still listens to anything on FM these days? I don't even know that I have the means to listen to anything in FM anymore. Presumably the car has an FM tuner as well, I would guess. I haven't ever tried to find it. Right, let's beat Thun. With Grant McCann in charge, it was very much a case of gotta watch because you never know what idiotic thing he's going to do today. With Fergie, it's so much more calmer and easier. Just, well, we're going to win. We're going to win relatively comfortably. Nice. I can go and hang out in Nottingham for the afternoon. What number is that on Sky, everybody? Someone who watches telly like a grown-up will know the number on Sky and will be able to tell me. I don't want to know about you little app rascals. 120, thank you very much. There we go. We have football on. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, we're 2-0 up, by the way, while all that's going on. Yeah, that's right. I called you app rascals. You heard me. Are you hoping for a miracle? Has ACOS finally scored? You know what? I haven't even been keeping track. He scored today. Has he not been scoring then? Oh, my word. How has he gone 9 games without a goal and no one told me? I hadn't even noticed. Yikes. Doesn't matter. We're still top of the league. They're the kind of details you don't need to get bogged down in. A button pressing fiddler would get bogged down in those kind of details and start to worry that their expensive star striker, who they replaced the top scorer in the division with, hadn't scored in his first 9 games for the club. And that's why button pressing fiddlers ultimately fail, because cool winners like me just carry on playing them regardless. It'll work out in the end. It'll be fine. We're winning matches. Doesn't matter who's scoring. And there we go. Now he has scored. We're going to win another match. He's probably going to end up with 15, 20 goals this year. We're all going to have a jolly old laugh about his poor start that we didn't even notice. Weirdo, so just butter. What are you dangerous little humans having on your crumpets that I'm not aware of? You weirdos. Crumpets are designed as a butter delivery system. There shouldn't be anything else on there. Mrs. puts staring in our crumpets. Her food choices have been so good up until this point, and then she's gone and ruined it. Jam? Jam? How's the jam gonna... You're gonna have butter as well, surely. The whole purpose of a crumpet is when the butter melts through and drips out the bottom, and then you grab the crumpet and you rub it in all the melted butter and soak it back up again. It's butter. It's a butter delivery system. Peanut butter? You lot have lost your minds. I can only assume the people having anything other than butter. I can just about allow Marmite as long as it's with butter. Anna does that. It's not bad. I've had that once or twice just to see if she was insane. She's not. It's not too bad. But I can only assume that you're failing your English test if you're having anything but butter on them. This has got to be the people who've exported crumpets or imported crumpets elsewhere in the world who are putting weird stuff on them because they don't know what to do with them. It's like when we have croissants here. Oh, no, perfect example. When Americans got their hands on croissants and started putting like breakfast sandwiches in them, and the French just look at them like they're sickos. The French don't know what's going on. And there's the Americans selling croissants at Burger King with sausage and cheese and all sorts of absolute nonsense in them. The whole point of crumpets is to have the butter melt through them. If you're just putting something on it that's not butter, stop wasting your time. You're not impressing anyone with your quirky food choices. Just have bread. It's not big and it's not clever. Crumpets are more expensive than bread, and if you're not going to use them properly, you don't deserve them. Save them for somebody else. Goodness me. You've made me cross. I didn't want to get cross tonight, but you have made me cross now. American pancake, maple syrup, cream and bacon is a great breakfast. It's a great dessert. It's not a breakfast. I was born in Peterborough and only ever known them as crumpets. How many generations do you go back in Peterborough, though? I'm talking about, like, my grandparents. You have to go back that far. People who were in Peterborough in, like, the 1940s. Proper original Peterborough. They were in Peterborough before Peterborough really existed. I made an offer for Miguel Vaz. Fair enough. I'm just going to let Johan just keep doing what he's doing. If I'm going to go to the seaside, I prefer to head south. I'm just going to leave it at that. I like my Bournemouth. I like my Brighton. I am not going to the East Coast for the seaside. Thank you very much. Weirdly, on this channel that I don't know the login to anymore, we've got the best thing from Skegness part 2. There's no part 1. I don't know why we've only got part 2 on there. As you can see, we didn't do many videos, but let's sort the audio out so you can hear it. Oh, by the way, there's every chance of swearing in this. This is 12 years ago. I swore on the internet 12 years ago, so you might be about to hear me swear. I don't know. I don't think I do, just in case. This roller coaster looks amazing. This is Skegness by winter. I wish it wasn't January and 1 degree outside and pouring with rain, because all this would be open.
It would be amazing to go on this roller coaster.
There's a shop open. This side, Steve, there's a shop open.
Why are they open? There's no one here.
There is nothing else open anywhere. You can hear this, can't you? I'm assuming you can hear it. I was very excited that there was an open shop. As far as the eye can see. Yeah, it is me without a beard, yes. See, the designer warehouse is open, so fair enough.
There's got to be at least 20 loops on that roller coaster. It is impressive.
Plates for you.
Plates for you. Not dinner plates, I presume. No, it does say jewellery shop.
I wonder if these pubs open, mate. The pubs must stay open.
There's a lot of in Skegness. Hell of a lot of
It's me, sheepdog. And I've just seen the first time today that had Fred Flintstone on. I think Fred Flintstone is from Skeg. Wrap it up now, Steve. Sheepdog's cancelled. My word. I'm glad it's sheepdog being inappropriate. You've both got faces for radio as well. Look, I've spent 12 years transforming my face, so I'm the handsome son of a gun you see in front of you now. When did I start uni? 2009. So that Skegness video would have been 2010, and I met Anna in 2012. So, okay, it's 12 and a half, 13 years ago. I've not been clean shaven I've not wet shaved with a razor since I was in my early 20s. I always had stubble. Even my idea of trimming it back was I had like I think it was called an eye stubble. Before I ever had a proper beard trimmer, it was basically a beard trimmer, but it would not go any longer than about 1 millimeter. That was its longest setting, just to keep it stubbly. I just get really bad shaving rash when I shave, so I don't. Although I've now gone full circle, and I do now use a razor on my cheeks and my neck below my beard. So the bits that used to get the rash, I now shave with a razor again. Again, in the interest of shaping the beard, so I don't look like a big fat-necked werewolf with hair up here and down here. So I now use a razor again once a week. I get Anna from the Screwfix catalogue. It was probably called something like that. That'd be a great name for a dating app. If Screwfix, the company, didn't exist, a dating app called Screwfix, I think would go down really well. That should be a dating app. What do you mean change the subject?
Let's not talk about Amazon.
We're not talking about Amazon. We're talking about appliances. Why can't I can talk about what I want?
No, let's not talk about Amazon.
Amazon's great.
No, let's just
Why not?
Kevin,
I don't understand.
just stop.
Why? What's wrong with Amazon? You're the one who's going to play the new Harry Potter game. You can't tell me I can't say Amazon's good.
Just move on.
Fine, we're not allowed to talk about Amazon anymore, even though they're great and pay our bills.
Just move on. Or I'll take the internet away.
Right, we're not allowed to talk about Amazon anymore. HR's come in. She's going to dock my wages. You're the head of HR, aren't you? Yes, she is. Telling me what I am and aren't allowed to talk about. Ah, my word. Well, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about now. Talk about the weather. It's cold, isn't it? So I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the weather either. Apparently it's not cold. I'm not allowed to say the weather's cold. What's my favourite rainforest? That's an excellent question.
Right. That's it.
Someone asked. Someone asked.
No.
I'm not going to Vienna. It's Geneva. Apparently I can go to Vienna by myself. I have no reason to. When are we going to Vienna? I know what brand my appliances are because I recently redid my kitchen. And then memorise what brand they are. What brand of cutlery do I use? There's no such thing as a brand of cutlery. I won't acknowledge the existence of cutlery brands. That's absurd. What brand is my fridge? I don't know. Why would I know? Why would anyone know? I don't understand. Right. Let's stop naming appliances. I don't know the brand of any of the appliances that I own because you have to be a weird little obsessive to know such a thing. They're just things that you buy and then you use them and eventually they stop working and then you buy different ones. You don't need to know what brand they are. It's not that deep. They're appliances. They're all the same. They do the same things. Doesn't matter. Just buy the cheapest one. It's fine. Goodness me. What brand is my VPN? NordVPN, of course. I want one that's really good and works. I'm not renting a magical house that comes with a fridge and a kettle and a microwave. It was just an empty shell. I own my fridge, my freezer, my microwave, my kettle, my toaster, my dishwasher, my tumble dryer, my washing machine. I bought all of them. I don't know what any of the brand is of any of them. If they break, I'll have a look at the front of them where they'll probably have some kind of sticker that says what brand they are. And then I can match it up to the appropriate instruction manual / warranty documentation that is all in the same drawer in the kitchen. I don't need it to be off the top of my head. They've literally all got it written on them. Why do I need to memorize it? I didn't expect there to be a quiz. I'm not trying to, my kitchen's not there to be a show home. There's a massive sticker on that says what number you ring to claim on the warranty. So I leave the sticker on so I know what number to ring if I need to claim on the warranty. You people are so confusing. What insurance company provides the warranty? Honestly, don't care. Why would I need to know? It's either in warranty or it's not. I'll find out if it breaks. And if it's not in warranty or they don't pay out, I'll buy a new one. Oh, my word. You lot are so weird sometimes. And spend time and energy on such pointless things when they could be, you know, writing a book or, I don't know, doing Deliveroo, anything to make a few extra quid. Now, I knew the rant was coming. It's exactly the same as when I was a teacher and you'd have these teachers and they would have, oh, it was the most frustrating thing ever. I would walk into the staff room and there would be a group of teachers sat around a table drinking coffee, moaning about how busy they were and how they had no time to do anything. And I just wanted to slap each and every one of them and scream in their face, you would have a lot more time to do stuff if you weren't sat in here drinking coffee, whining about how little time you had, you pathetic cowards. Get out there and do some work. Any tips for a soon-to-be teacher? Maintain a strong work-life balance. From the outset, refuse to take work home with you. I promise you, you don't need to. I was a good teacher, a successful teacher. I rose up the ranks. I got good results. I was a head of faculty. I was good at it. I never once took work home with me. I promise you, you don't need to. People will try and make you feel bad for not. You absolutely don't need to. Maintain a strong work-life balance. It will protect your mental health and stop you turning into just a shell of who you were when you started, which some teachers turn into. If you let it consume you, it will. It's that kind of career. You did do some vlogs you had to edit. That is true. Although I edited one of them. He only edited the second one. I wanted to play with the new laptop. And I'm quite happy to out our DMs. If this is a court of law, I will allow the DMs to be used where I specifically said to him, have you got capacity for this or shall I do it? Your only priority is LOLLUJO 2. Do you mind editing some vlogs? And he said, I love it. Give me vlogs to edit. If you want days off, Christopher, you tell me you don't want to edit the vlog. I told you my plan for cloning you and getting a new Chris to do with the vlog channel, what you've done with LOLLUJO 2. And you said, give me all the money. I'll do 2 jobs. Rah! Again, he sent me a video of him doing exactly that. I don't know why his arm, who was holding the camera? He's there going, give me all the jobs. He talks like that sometimes. Is Streamer Showdown coming back for FM23? I believe so. I'm not the man to ask. I am merely the man who wins it every time. We can't turn ourselves into Formula One overalls. We can't have 30 sponsors for every stream. We have to be selective about who we work with. He also claimed he'd beat me in a boxing match. I mean, I'm 10 years older than him and have high blood pressure. Of course he would. We have got a little bit of spensies. I'm not really that desperate to bring anyone in. We're top of the league when we're supposed to finish mid-table. I'm pretty happy with the squad as is. If my director of football or chief scout want to bring somebody in, then I probably won't say no. But I'm happy with the squad. Enzo Crivelli has gone. I think it's a bit harsh describing him as a nomadic striker when he's got a number of long spells at clubs. And he's going back to the club he played at for years previously. The Bont are top of the league, as you would expect. Well clear at the top of the league. The question is, how did they get on in the Europa League? Still going in the Europa League phase, but they are 33rd, so it's looking desperate for the Bont. I think it is league stage elimination, I'm afraid. Very sad. If anyone from Vanarama is watching, if you want to provide me with a van, you're going to have to convert it so that I can sleep in it, or allow me to convert the van you're giving me for free. If someone from Vanarama wants to give me a van that I can sleep in, I will go and visit every football club in the Vanarama National League, National League North, National League South. I'll make a video at every single one. And it'll be amazing. All right, let's get Pavel in, my new winger. I want 10%. Sure you do. I want a 6-pack. We don't always get what we want, do we? Right then. Let's be Lausanne Sport. We started this season. Our first game this season, we played Spicy Dwarf and only had 17 players in the squad. And we're going to go on and win the league by 15 points. That's how good I am at Football Manager. What a hero. What a goal. Oh my goodness me. James McAtee, you naughty boy. What league after the Swiss league? Don't know. We'll see. We've got Europe to do yet. We actually, if we finish top 2, we get into the Champions League. We'll have our first crack at the Champions League of the series. I don't know. How realistic is it to try and win the Champions League with Servette? I imagine once we've got to the point where we've won the Champions League somewhere, we'll probably wrap things up. I'm not saying winning the Champions League is the end goal, but the game does get even easier once you've won the Champions League. So I suspect if and when we end up at a team that can win the Champions League and we win the Champions League, that'll probably be that. Been subbed on YouTube for months, but just recently followed on here. You've inspired me to pick up FM23. Lovely old stuff. Is there a place I would like to go in an ideal world? I'd like to go to Stratford bus station in Hungary. That'd be fun. Studying for the Continental Pro. Lovely old stuff. 24-hour non-league to Premier League challenge. I mean, there's no way to do it in 24 hours. It takes me about 16 hours, 15, 16 hours to do a season. So, yeah, that ain't going to happen. A little back heel from our goalkeeper there. Lovely stuff. Do I still speak to Mrs. Wearmouth? I do on occasion, yes. Apollon was my favourite. Yeah, Apollon was your favourite because of how much work I had to do off camera and how little I showed you of it. If you go back and watch Apollon now, we won the Greek League like 10 years in a row. And all I showed you for the last 8 of those 10 years was Champions League matches. And even when I was recording videos, it wasn't a case of recording 2 consecutive matches. I'd be showing you 2 Champions League matches. So I'd record one, then play 2 or 3 matches off camera and record another one. So there was the gap between the videos was much longer, and it took much longer to actually record the videos. That's why it looked good. From a content point of view, it was a lot of fun. Content was spot on. I wouldn't do it again because far too much hassle. Ba, 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 ba. Good old hand tunes. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, Mr. Bond, you don't appear to be as excited with this save. I'm properly excited with this save. Remember, we're not in the European qualification stuff just yet. This, at the moment, is very similar to what the first season of the Bont was like. We're just winning football matches, getting this squad established. Next season, when European qualifications and stuff starts, whew,